Welcome back to the 12th standard organic chemistry. We were studying the haloalkanes and haloarenes. In the previous videos, we have seen the methods of preparation of haloalkanes and haloarenes and also some physical properties of the haloalkanes. Now let us go for the chemical properties. Chemical properties of haloalkanes. Chemical properties of haloalkanes. Most of the haloalkanes are highly reactive towards various reagents. The reaction or reactivity is because of the polar bond between the carbon and halosine. Since halosine is more electronegative than the carbon atom, this is actually polarized, in which the carbon gets a slight positive and halosine gets a slight negative charge. Because of this polarity, they usually undergo mainly two types of reactions. One type of reaction is called nucleophilic substitution reactions. Nucleophilic substitution reactions. So these nucleophilic substitution reactions are also named as the SN reactions. SN reactions. The other type of reactions are the elimination reactions. Elimination reactions. In this one, the elimination reactions, the carbon contains some hydrogen atoms, the adjacent carbon atoms, and halosine is also eliminated. Along with the hydrogen and halosine elimination, a double bond is produced. That's why in the elimination reaction, usually an alkene is the major product. That we shall see later. First, let us concentrate on the nucleophilic substitution reactions. In this nucleophilic substitution reactions, we have various reagents and reactions. So first, let us concentrate on the nucleophilic substitution reactions. So when you take an alkyl halide, treat with the aqueous potassium hydroxide, aqueous potash. This halogen atom will be replaced by the OH group, so we get an alcohol along with the formation of this potassium halide. So this haloalkane will give rise to an alcohol. The halogen atom will be replaced by the OH group. Here OH group is actually a negatively charged, that's why it acts as a nucleophile. That's why this reaction is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. Similarly, when you consider this second reaction, it is named as the Williamson's ether synthesis. Williamson's ether synthesis. When you take this alkyl halide, react with sodium alkoxide. This alkoxide may be, sodium alkoxide may be carrying the same alkyl group or different alkyl group. Then we have this elimination of the NaX giving rise to ROR dash plus NaX. This is giving rise to a product called as the ether. That's why the reaction is named as the Williamson's ether synthesis. When an alkyl halide reacts with a sodium alkoxide, an ether is produced. Such a reaction is named as the Williamson's ether synthesis. Suppose this alkoxide carries a tertiary alkyl group. This becomes a stronger base. In that case, instead of producing the ether, there will be some other alternative product. That is, an alkene is produced due to the elimination reaction. But under simple Williamson's reaction, an alkyl halide reacts with a sodium alkoxide to give rise to an ether. With moist silver oxide. With moist silver oxide. Actually, moist silver oxide is containing AgOH, silver hydroxide. So, an alkyl halide reacts with moist silver oxide to give rise to again the corresponding alcohol ROH with the formation of AgX. This is again an alcohol. If you take this dry silver oxide, Ag2O, here we get an alkyl halide. Two molecules will undergo reaction with Ag2O to give rise to ROR along with the formation of 2AgX. So this is again an ether as the product. With moist silver oxide we get an alcohol. With dry silver oxide we get an ether. Again an alkoxide group will be substituted to this alkyl group. The next one is with alcoholic potassium cyanide. Alcoholic potassium cyanide. When you dissolve potassium cyanide in alcohol, we get a solution called alcoholic potassium cyanide. An alkyl halide will react with potassium cyanide in alcoholic medium to give rise to corresponding alkyl cyanide with KX. So this is called alkyl cyanide or cyanoalkane or alkyl nitrile. This is also named as the nitrile. These alkyl nitriles can be converted into various other products. They are not actually the properties of the alkyl halides or haloalkanes, but from that alkyl cyanide or alkyl nitrile we can prepare various other compounds. For example, we can consider this RCN. When you go for the reduction, partial reduction, so the reduction with sodium and alcohol, C2H5OH, okay, then it will give rise to RCH2NH2. A primary amine is the product. When you take this partial hydrolysis, partial hydrolysis. This partial hydrolysis can be carried out by using this concentrated HCl. When we get RCONH2, this is an amide. An acid amide is produced. But when you consider this alkyl cyanide, subject this to complete hydrolysis. This can be done by using either sodium hydroxide solution or HCl solution. When we get this RCOOH along with the formation of ammonia, this is an acid. So these are the various other reactions. From alkyl halide we can go for the preparation of the primary amine, acid amide or carboxylic acid, etc. Just observe, this alkyl halide contains a certain number of carbon atoms. This amide contains the same number of carbon atoms. Primary amine also contains same number of carbon atoms. But in case of this one, they contain one carbon atom extra. In all these three products, we have one carbon atom extra. So this is with alcoholic potassium cyanide. Then when you go for with alcoholic silver nitride, alcoholic AgCl, we get Rx plus AgCN, we get this alkyl isocyanide, RNC, alkyl isocyanide, along with the formation of AgX. Just observe the difference between alcoholic potassium cyanide and alcoholic silver cyanide. Alcoholic potassium cyanide is existing as an ionic compound, potassium ion and cyanide ion. But silver cyanide is actually polar in nature. That's why it is a polar compound. The silver and carbon atom is slightly polarized, not completely ionized. That's why instead of cyanide we are getting isocyanide. This isocyanide can also be subjected to the similar type of reactions. For example, when it is subjected to reduction, it gives rise to RNC. When it is subjected to reduction, it will give rise to RNHCH3. This is a secondary amine. We don't get primary amine. So we can convert either alkyl halide to a primary or secondary amine depending on the requirement by using different reagents. So these are some reactions. Now let us go for the other reactions in which with the next one, with the silver salt of carboxylic acid, RCOOAG. RCOOAG. So to avoid the confusion, let us use this as R dash. When we take an alkyl halide Rx, react with this R dash COOAG, where R dash and R may be same or different. Then we get the carboxylic acid esters, R dash COO R, along with the formation of AgX. So this Ag group from the silver salt and halogen from this alkyl halide, they are eliminated as the AgX. So we get R dash COO R. That is, an ester is produced. Carboxylic acid esters, they are called. The next reaction is with alcoholic ammonia. With alcoholic ammonia. There are different types of products obtained when we use this alcoholic ammonia with an alkyl halide. If you use only limited amount of ammonia, that is 1:1 amount of alkyl halide and ammonia, we get NH3, we get RNH2 plus HX. This is called primary amine. But if excess of alkyl halide is available, then this will further undergo reaction in such a way that this RNH2 will react with RX to give rise to R2NH plus HX. This is secondary amine. So we get secondary amine. The reaction further continues. If more ammonia, more alkyl halide is available, R2NH plus RX gives rise to R3N. This is called tertiary amine. Tertiary amine along with this HX. If a further amount of alkyl halide is available, R3N plus Rx, it will give rise to R4N plus and X minus. This is called quaternary salt. Quaternary salt. Say for example, if you are using ethyl halide, ethyl bromide for example, ethyl bromide will give rise to ethylamine. Ethylamine will react with further ethyl bromide to give rise to diethylamine, a secondary product. Diethylamine will react with ethyl bromide to give rise to triethylamine, a tertiary amine. Similarly, tertiary amine will react with one more amount of alkyl halide to give rise to quaternary salt, tetraethyl ammonium iodide or bromide. So these are some substitution reactions in which nucleophilic substitution reaction is taking place. That is, in place of the halogen atom of an alkyl halide, a nucleophile will be substituted. The next type of reactions are elimination reactions. Elimination reactions. In this elimination reaction, when an alkyl halide, say for example ethyl bromide, is treated with alcoholic potassium, alcoholic KOH. Remember, if you are using aqueous KOH, it will undergo substitution reaction. If you are using alcoholic KOH, it will undergo elimination reaction. This alcoholic KOH will eliminate a molecule of HBr. Hydrogen from this carbon and bromine from this one are eliminated to give rise to CH2 double bond CH2 along with KBr plus water. So this ethene is the product. Here we have to remember this elimination will take place according to Say's-F rule. Say's-F rule. If more alternative alkenes are possible, then an alkene with highest substituted carbon-carbon double bond will be the major product. Or when you consider a carbon atom with hydrogen on the adjacent side and the carbon atom containing a halogen atom like X, then this is alpha carbon atom and this is beta carbon atom. Beta carbon atom containing a hydrogen atom and alpha carbon atom containing a halogen atom, they will undergo elimination reaction. That is the reason why it is called as beta elimination. Since hydrogen from the beta carbon atom is eliminated, it is called as the beta elimination. Okay, this will give rise to a carbon-carbon double bond between alpha and beta carbon atom. But according to Say's-F rule, an alkene with maximum substituents to carbon-carbon double bond takes place, is the major product. Is the major product. Or we can say hydrogen from beta carbon atom is eliminated from a carbon containing minimum number of hydrogen atoms. Say for example, I am taking this CH3, CBr, CH2, CH3, CH, CS3, CS3. Here, this carbon atom containing the halogen is alpha. This is beta, this is beta, this is also beta. Here to this beta carbon atom there are 3 hydrogen atoms. To this beta carbon atom there are 2 hydrogen atoms. While this beta carbon atom contains only 1 hydrogen atom. So according to Say's-F rule, the carbon containing the least number of hydrogen atoms, from that carbon atom, hydrogen is eliminated along with this halogen atom. So the product in this case with alcoholic KOH, CH3, C, CS2, CS3, double bond, C, CH3, CH3. So this is the major product. The other 2 carbon atoms can also undergo elimination, but the product is very, very less. Okay, so beta elimination will take place to give rise to an alkene with maximum substituents to the carbon-carbon double bond.